All right, man. What's going on, my boy? We tapping in with week 9, a check in. This the first one we're doing in the room. As you can see, we got the rooster. Oh, yeah, that way. You can't see, but my mom's in the corner with me. Drama in here with me. So, first of all, it's Friday, so it ain't that we miss Wednesday, but uh, this thing, like I say, starting to get kind of fun. So tried a different camera. This is the camera, a Logitech camera. So I feel like the quality is way better than the laptop was. So going with a different camera, as well as I got a little light right here, so shining in on that side or whatever. But I see, more than likely I end up getting two, one on that side, one on that side. So you got to balance the light. So I'm having fun, like I said, looking all this stuff up to. I ain't no content creator, but if I'm gonna do this, like I say, I don't know, something I'm finding out is fun to me. So I'll get another light there. All the little lights I see, all the stuff people have for their setups, have more going on in my background and all that. Cause there's something again every week. 9 weeks down, this make 9 weeks, and we got what's that? 40 is 52 weeks, 43 more to go. So if we're gonna do this and spend time doing something, why not go all in with it? So week 9. That's why I said again, we're figuring this whole thing out as we go. But I do want to include each week a word of the day. So, according to Merriam-Webster, the word of the day for today is emollient. Emollient, and that means something that softens or soothes. So that's cool. That's the word of the day. Book of the week. I am currently listening to on Hoopla because I don't read. I do read. I can say that I read, but I do a lot of driving. So the book of the week is The Wealth Choice by Dr. Dennis Kimbro. Pretty good book. So I'm enjoying it, and I felt like I needed it, and I'll get into why I chose that book to read, listen to, whatever you would call it. So of course we always start out with the health and fitness portion, how I'm doing with that. Again, we ain't been to the gym. I said I'm gonna stop worrying about the gym until I go. We ain't even forget the gym until you hear about the gym. So whatever. But we finished up the month of March. February. So we're in March now. And according to my Map My Run app, which is what I track my fitness on, whether it's rucking with my weight vest or if I'm on a bike spinning. It's 28 days in February, which we ain't gonna talk about that. Black History Month, shortest day of the year, whatever. But of those 28 days, we only missed 5. So that's dope, man. Like again, the consistency is getting there, and like I said, so my biggest focus now is to still focus on the gym, but I realize my schedule may not always allow for the gym, so focus more on calisthenics. Especially since I do the spinning. I do the spinning right outside of my room, and there's a TV. I watch the TV as I'm doing it, but I figure what I'll go with attempting to do and maintaining, especially when I'm not going to the gym, is to do at least a 20 to 30 minute exercise program before I do the bike. So if I do the 20, 30, I'm still getting some resistance, some calisthenics, and building up as I'm doing that cardio. So that's the plan moving forward. But yeah, man, 28 days now. Again, it's March the 7th. Brother birthday was yesterday. My older brother. Roommates wedding anniversary was on the 5th. His anniversary was on the 5th, so hope he enjoyed himself. I gotta read his messages, get back to him, and see what he said, how everything went, as well as Fly High Angela, her I don't know what you call it. Death anniversary don't sound right. Death date, whatever. So the day she got her wings just passed as well. I believe that was on the 3rd. So again, we addressed the fitness and working out. I've been talking about. I did good. I kept up with my lifts. From last week would have been the 26th to the 4th was Wednesday. So like I said, today is Friday. But I did keep up with things that I wanted to remember. So last Wednesday was Kaza Boys celebration for karate. So he's a second degree green belt. Again, he done surpassed me, but like when I was his age and I was in karate, I really would have folded him because we sparred. He ain't sparred nobody. He done been in this thing like 9, 10 months, almost a year now. We was already sparring. I would have beat the brakes off my son, but whatever. We're not talking about this. Isn't about me. Technically, it is because this is my diary or whatever. That too came up with the name for the channel since all of this journey started due to a layoff. This is the Laid Off Chronicles. So again, it opened myself up to being a creative and just not necessarily put myself out there because, like I say, this is for me, but I do understand and realize that, again, as I would say, since it is on the interwebs, anybody can see it and you can gain a following, even if it's not your goal. So is it my goal? Am I opposed? Not at all. If people want to check in and see what I'm talking about, what I got going on, that's cool. But yeah, and I plan on having different playlists, and when need be, then we'll create other channels. But for right now, all of my Laid Off Chronicles and adventures will be right here on this channel in different playlists. So like I said, he had his second degree green belt celebration. My brother, the ugly guy, showed up, as well as Mrs. Ugly Guy, his lady. They showed up, and his papa, his grandpa on his mom's side. So that was really dope. Like, he was super surprised, because usually it's just me and the boys that go. But I reached out, and if anybody else could come, it'd just make his celebration a lot better. I know he'll be appreciative, and he was like, hey, "What y'all doing here?" "Well, clown, you the only person they know here, so clearly they're here for you." And he just was really appreciative, had a good time, ended up kicking it with his granddad that night, and everything was smooth, man. So, memorable lift rides this past week. I met an older brother named Mr. Harvey. I picked him up from the men's shelter on the northwest side. He was just running up to the gas station. But he actually, man, again, I always, at the end of these talk about how I'm appreciative for the things I have that other people would kill for. You know what I mean? Like, we all take for granted where we are in life. And he was a good reminder of that, because this brother, he had a pretty good position. He was making solid money. At least I'm relaying what was told to us. So he had a pretty good sales position. I forgot where he said. He told me what he was doing. I don't remember. But 4 years ago, he got hit by a DUI driver, broke his hips, and he lost his job, lost his insurance, and he just got on to get a hip replacement. But for 4 years, the brother in his 50s, and outside of that, it looked like he might have been kind of healthy, at least able to move about freely prior to the hip. And he couldn't take 2-3 good steps without his walker, a little chair that they sit on that you can, got a basket under it and all that. So he was in that, and he was just like, it really threw his life off. He lost his job, and he was like, this is why I'm in the shelter, because I lost my job at no fault of mine. I got hit by somebody else, and it was like, again, it just put in perspective for me, him being hit and seeing him struggling in the homeless shelter, as well as, we will watch crashes or whatever, just recreationally. It's calming. Crazy as it sounds, whatever. We ain't judging us. So I watched one earlier today, and the person got hit in the back. It said he got hit going at 75 miles an hour. I know. You just guess and assume or whatever, because I know I got hit in April of last year, and I always say I got hit. She was going at least 40. She might have been going 20. I don't know. I just know I got hit. And knock on wood, it wasn't super bad, but the person that got hit on the video I watched earlier said the person was going 75 miles, broke his back in 3 places. He had to get his shoulder replaced or something like that. It was like a lot that was going on with this one accident. So again, just small things make me real gracious for what I have and where I am when things could be a lot worse. Just those constant reminders. So that was on the 28th, as well as we met a sister named Miss Whitney. Miss Whitney was going to drop off her papers. She was filing for divorce. They've been together for, I want to say 14 or 15 years, and married since 2016. She said 2016. No, 2014. They got married 2014. And I asked, how long were things good, or, when did things turn? And she said that she remembered being really happy for 2 years, and that's how she remembers, because her daughter was born 2014 when they got married. She was pregnant, they got married, and for those 2 years she was really happy. And She was like, I was like, well, when did it change? Because it didn't change overnight. You know, these things are there. And what changed? I don't know. I just assumed like cheating was a part of it, and she did say that cheating was a part of it. That did become a thing, and you know she saw things in the phone and asked, you know, do you care about this marriage? And he just like gaslit her, like I don't see how you can ask me that. You know, I'm here, whatever, whatever. And as well as she said he was really mean, and I was like, well, he ain't just get mean. Like, when did that happen? She was like, honestly, my family was like at the reception. You know, this ain't the ink ain't dried yet. You can call this off. It was that bad earlier. She was like, yeah, I mean, he'd always been mean, but we did have good moments. And I don't know, man. It was really cool having that conversation with her. We got into, you know, of course, we're talking about relationships and things. So some of my relationship past and history we got into. And she gave me some really solid advice. I don't know if I'll take it. Uh, I don't know. That's for this channel or whatever. So I don't know if I'll take it, but we'll see. I really appreciate you wherever you are, Ms. Whitney. She was like, well, you let me know, you know, what ends up happening with the advice that she gave me. And it was like, well, we don't know each other. And I was like, well, I mean, I know where you stay. It'll be weird, but I might stop by and just, hey, Ms., you know, if things do play out the way that you said and advised, then I'll let you know. So those are my two lift rides. I don't remember any other ones that stand out. Again, I keep up with them, so the other ones, they couldn't have been too important. So that was the lift rides for last week. What else did we have going on? We got some stuff situated. Again, we're keeping all the bills, you know, everything paid. So, you know, we got everything in order. Ain't no fires to put out right now, figuratively or literally. So that's been cool. Saw my nieces and nephew. I ran them over to the north side. My younger brother got into baseball, so that's why I'm recording so late. It's like actually 9 o'clock right now. And I did plan on doing this earlier, but like I say, the biggest things that distracted me or kept me off, like I wanted to add more to my little setup. So I wanted to try this camera that I'm using right now versus my phone or the camera on the laptop. And I couldn't get the camera I couldn't figure out how to get it to show up on the laptop. So I just got that figured out like last night in this show, but it was like I think 11 something, and I was tired. Like, I'm not doing this tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. So we skipped last night or whatever. I got drama with me. Ooh, mama, love you. So Friday, it worked. I'm like, we got time. I know I'll be here for a few hours before I go, you know, to make my money and everything like that. So that, just wanting to, you know, add more to the setup. And, you know, hopefully in the next 5 days, by the time we get to Wednesday and I do it on Wednesday, then I'll have something else to add to the setup. Also, we're getting going with this CapCut thing. So I had to, you know, the first 15 seconds of this video, I had, we're going to say a black screen or whatever, but as you watch the video, we'll see that it wasn't a black screen. But had that thing blacked out because I'm going to do my little intro or whatever at the beginning. So that'll be there. So I wanted to have that space so I could, you know, working on, like I said, the editing, adding music, effects, things like that. So that'll be, you know, in here somewhere. And I guess, like I say, I'm figuring all this out. My foot is itching. I'm sorry. My ankle is itching. So I got to scratch. Sorry about that. I could cut this out with the editing, but I'm not. Whatever. Raw and rugged. That's how we're doing this. So, like I said, we're working on the editing. So we'll have the intro at the beginning and some effects and things in here. So I don't know. Again, working on structuring and getting all this stuff together. But I didn't have it like written out. Like I say, I'm trying to get my reign on. So next week I have it better structured, not just the things I want to do from live and what happened in the week, but I have it structured in like the way I want to present it. So we're gonna get it together. I got you. You got me. I got you. And again, all this is rough at the beginning because we're just getting started. But in 3 months, 6 months, a year, 9 months, whatever, when we look back, it's gonna be done got so much better and smooth. And then when I look at this first video, where I got the camera and added some of the editing and the CapCut stuff, I know I'm gonna get much, much better as time goes on. And I'm like, oh my God, I was trash at the beginning. I'm still gonna be nice with it. This first one is gonna be nice too, but I know, you know, practice makes perfect. So we're gonna get better as time goes on. So we had that. Again, some finance stuff. I gotta make sure, like I say, because today is Friday, so I gotta make sure nothing from the last 2 days I include in this video because this is supposed to be a Wednesday to Wednesday recap. So, boom. I know what not to say. I got you. So let me see. This last week, I can't recall any interviews. No, I did have a couple of recruiters reach out, but it was the same thing like those Wells Fargo's. And I had like 5 of those Middle Easterners recruiters reach out. I just haven't had good experience. Nothing against them, but they haven't got me placed. And so when I see that it's a Middle Easterner, I don't, I've heard like work gets outsourced to them because it's cheaper and things like that. I don't know if it's the same with, with recruiting as well, but just haven't had good experience. So when I see it's a Middle Eastern recruiter, it'd be like, I'll entertain the call. I have, like, and I'm talking for years, like since 2020, 2021, when I first got in this industry. Hey, I'm with this company, that company, whatever, we're recruiting, we're trying to do placements. And it's like, I'm sorry, but, learn response. We don't work well together. Y'all don't get me placed, nothing against y'all, but we just it don't work. So at this point, don't worry about it, to the point where I'm not interested. Sorry. So had a couple of them reach out. And that was that. I did stop by NC Works. I think, that was last week. NC Works, when I was talking about that last week. So that call actually wasn't about job placements and certifications. It was about some other stuff I needed to get situated. So cool, we got that out of the way. But I did go up there this week to see, hey, what do I need to do to move forward with the next step in the process? And so the lady gave me a list of documents I needed to bring back. My college graduation proof, so degree or unofficial transcripts, and all the stuff to prove you're a U.S. citizen, things like that. So I got that list. We got that in order. What else we had go on? That was it. Like I said, on the work front. My mentor. I did get to submit the review from Miss Maria that I spoke about from the laundromat. Gave her a glowing review, much deserved. And I stopped by to talk to her because I couldn't figure the review out. So I was like, I tried the review because she said she was going to be looking for it. So I was like, I tried to send you put a review on there for you, but I wasn't logged into Google when I did it. I think I might have been on this laptop and I wasn't logged into my Google, so you can't leave a review if you ain't logged in. So me and her got that worked out. I left a review and we got to talking, and man, it really lit a fire in me, us talking. I told, we spoke briefly about some of the businesses that I was talking about. And because I wasn't washing clothes and it wasn't crazy busy, we got to talk more in depth and go a step further with it. So that ended up being a blessing in disguise, man. Again, we spoke about the bookkeeping. Nothing's changed with that. I ain't did no studying, so we can skip past that. Don't worry about it. We're going to get on it, though. I got it. I promise. I got it. Spoke about the other, I'm not sure if I spoke much about this business, but shaved ice business. So working on that. And she put, planted some seeds in my head and showed me this is why it's good to, keep things not secret. I wouldn't say secret, but keep a lot close to chest and be selective in who you share your plans and goals with. You know what I mean? So, like, as far as that goes, I've said it to a few people, like, what some of my ideas are, but I don't go around just broadcasting, everybody don't have good energy and intentions, and with some stuff, sometimes you got to pop out and show them K-Dot, you know what I mean? So when everything hit the fan and they see, man, what is this, that, and the third? And it's like, honestly, with the space I'm in, still definitely look for a job. Don't get it twisted. Look for a job, want a job, need a job. But like, whereas at the beginning I was hoping, and I'm still optimistic that the bookkeeping would replace, at some point. I doubt it'll be year 1, or even year 2, but maybe year 3, year 4. Hopefully we can work on, okay, I got, enough clientele build up, recurring, I'm making enough money. I don't need to work for someone else. It's time for me to take that leap of faith with the bookkeeping. That's the primary focus. But I've also, like I said, I spoke about the shaved ice. Spoke about that to her, and like I said, she showed me a way to pivot. Like, this may be your end versus that way, and you can fast track it. Not fast track because we're not skipping over no steps, but it's like, utilize the resources in the environment, things that are already in your environment. So talking to her was really beneficial, and she opened my eyes as well with the my furniture and furniture and the workout equipment assembly. So opened my eyes with that, and I actually have my first. The business is called Leave It to Me. This not your thing, leave it to me. Don't got the tools, leave it to me. Got little kids and you don't have the time or the freedom to focus on doing it, leave it to me. I got you. So that's the name of the business, Leave It to Me Assembly. And I'm really excited, man. I found out about like Angie's List and Tasker and things like that, the TaskRabbit use, and they do. I see a lot of Wayfair. I knew about IKEA. Forgot about Walmart, Target, Wayfair, places like that. They sell furniture and things that people can assemble. They contract a lot of people out through there. So again, I got a job, not a job, but I have a gig, I guess it would still be called, because I still don't have all of my paperwork, insurance, all that together. But right now, I'm focused on getting the experience. And so that's part of why I was speaking about the wealth choice or whatever, getting over that imposter syndrome, because I saw jobs that I could do to fit my schedule, and I actually could have did one this weekend, but that imposter syndrome, it was on me. It was like, you know, well, what if you mess up, this, that, and the third, these people going to be complaining, you're going to get 1 star. And I was like, okay, I don't know what the book of the week is, but I got to find something to help me get out of this, because now the opportunity is right there in your lap. Like, there's jobs there. You don't have to network. You don't have to find nobody. All you got to do is click claim job, claim offer. And I'm putting all this doubt in my head. So I'm like, no, we got to find something. So the wealth choice is about that. This is my choice to be wealthy and to support myself. So, yep, first job next Thursday. Really looking forward to it. And I'm going to keep claiming them. I know that once I do that first one, and it's a success, and it will be, then moving forward, as soon as I finish that first one, before I even get home, I'll probably be done, boop, 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 2 or 3 more, just to, hey. And the only thing I'll ask, if you could leave me a review. I'm not going to ask for 5 stars. It would be nice, but I'm all about authenticity. So if it's something that I could do better, let me know, so I actually do a better job when I get to my next client, So I'm excited, man. Well, it won't be next week, because I'm going to record on Wednesday. It's not going to be Friday like today was. But, yeah, I'll be recording. So definitely shout out to Miss Maria for pointing out stuff like that to me. So along with that, and I guess as we'll see, I'm segueing into, like I say, we're doing the cap cut and adding edits and stuff like that. So here will be where I show pictures and videos, because I actually just did some assembly and I got paid for it. You know what I'm saying? It was family, but it don't matter. She paid me and she was satisfied with my work, because I did put everything together as expected. So I did a bookcase and a TV stand. So like, how you mount TVs on the wall? No, it ain't going on the wall. It's like a stand that you buy. So like you can roll around or whatever to different spots and move it. But I put that together for my cousin at her house, and I had her record some video footage and show some pictures. So again, I'll be showing me, putting the bookcase together. And it's on like 5-6 second clips or whatever. So that will be put in somewhere right here, as you'll be able to see me, actually working. So me I'm doing a bunch of crazy hand stuff. I don't know if I'll still have me like smaller, because again, I'm learning all this cap cut stuff. But if I'll whoop and make me little and put me over here in the corner, like right here, or if I'll just move me out of the way altogether, and then all you'll see is me putting the stuff together while I'm talking about this. But yeah, we had that gig, so I'm really excited about that, man. And like, this is really lighting the fire. Spoke to my pops about it a little bit, and again, like I see it happening. I know that I'm an overthinker and an overanalyzer, so I had it in my head like, man, I'm gonna have to buy. Well, I'm gonna need a tool bag. That's gonna be like $150. I went to Walmart. Their most expensive bag is like $30. So it was like, man, I can. And the cheapest one was like $9. Realistically, at least for right now, starting out naturally, of course, I don't have a whole bunch of tools, but that $9 one was big enough to fit everything I need in it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't want to have to buy more than one though. So I might get the $20 one. I think it was like 19 inches. So it was a really good size and could fit all my stuff in it, And then I just keep adding as I need to. But I do want to come in, look a professional and all that, and have, my toolbox or whatever. So I look like somebody been doing this for a while. So like I said, super excited, man. Again, I'm gonna be getting Leave It to Me shirts. So not right. No, I don't know nobody to make shirts. I mean, well, I know my sister do, but again, my sister don't even know what I'm doing yet. So I'll find somebody. Definitely before the money's out, and especially if everything goes as planned. Let's say I make a couple $100 this month, do 4 or 5 jobs. Yeah, we'll definitely have shirts by April. So have a couple Leave It to Me shirts with the little funny sayings on it, like don't have the tools, leave it to me. Schedule busy, leave it to me. People distracting you at home, leave it to me. You messed it up last time, leave it to me. So that's why I like the name of the business. I'm really excited about it because it's catchy. So we'll do that. Work on some business cards as well because I can't talk about those rides because they were today. I had like 2 or 3 people today that again, but it's Friday, so it's on the next week. So I can't talk about that this week. But just really excited, man. And I've been meeting a lot of people that are like, man, you want to do a business for yourself? I know somebody that, whatever, and they got a business going, and that's all they do now. It really took off. So I'm excited, man. I know that, just building up. And I plan on reaching out to some of the people that are on Tasker and just listen to whatever they're like. This person got 1,000 reviews or got 5 stars, been doing this for XYZ time, just for advice. Like, hey, I'm not, I am a competitor because I'm in the same market, but if I could just pick your brain for a minute, treat you to lunch, throw you a couple dollars for the information, it don't matter to me. I'm trying to grow in this field, and then the information you have will help me grow my business, And as well, there are jobs that somebody holler at you about that you don't want on the side off of these platforms. I'm trying to get going. Hey, let me know. The pay might be too low for you. I'm just trying to build my name. Like, of course, the money matters, but I got to live for Uber and all that right now, and that'll pay the bills. So my biggest thing with growing my business is just that, growing my business. Because, again, that word of mouth going to spread. Everybody ain't on AngelList. Everybody ain't on Tasker. You know what I mean? So some people just buy stuff. And I don't know who. Hey, this boy over here, Mr. Leave It To Me, he did mine. Look at this. See that? That thing put together perfect, ain't it? Call him. So super excited, man, about, investing and everything like that. And the cool part with that is because I'll be doing this business and I'm starting this one first, like actively, boom, getting on it, and I'll be working. That'll help me with my QuickBooks and bookkeeping as well because I need to keep my own books. So, it's funny how it's all tying in together, man. And even with the shaved ice business, like I had in my head, I ain't gonna be able to find a shaved ice machine for less than 2 bands. Like, man, hopped on on Marketplace and like on Amazon, and it's like you can get a commercial one for like $200-$300. That's not bad, you know what I'm saying? So it's like my business ventures, this, Leave It To Me. I don't know if I'm gonna say Royal or Roos, because like with drama initials RSTD, I already know that those are gonna be incorporated, but I don't know if I'm gonna use our first name or if I'm gonna just call it like Royal or something like that. As far as the name, what the R is gonna be in the RSTD. So I'll figure that out. But with these laid off chronicles or whatever, like it's like I'm so passionate about this. Honestly, it's like I have more wind in my sails and excitement and ambition. It's growing on my creative side more so than it is like the job. But it's like, I don't lose, the flair for the job because the more money I make, especially guaranteed, the more I can put into these things. You know what I mean? The more I can hurry up get the paperwork done for the business. I can get my insurance for Leave It To Me. I can buy the shaved ice machine. With the bookkeeping, ain't nothing stopping me by myself. I just gotta sit down and study, so I can't, whatever. But with those other, and that's been one. But with those other 2, and those being ones I can start, and they don't require any training or studying. It's like, no, you just gotta do the work. I'm super excited. So it's like, man, we gotta get a job. I need a job like now, so I can start. Boom, have my little background and stuff, and the lights, and like this is gonna be dope. I'm telling you. By the time we get to, let me see. Because again, I don't control these people hiring me. And, I'm trying to keep the lights on, keep the bills paid. But, and I haven't done 40 hours with Lyft and Uber. Like I said, I be trying not to run my car into the ground. But I might have to go hard for the next 3 weeks of March. Like 40 hours, 40 hours, 40 hours, 40 hours. Make sure all the bills straight, get them ahead or caught up or whatever. And then with that, what's left, I can, and I mean, why I did it, this light, I got the little ring light or whatever. It was like $20. I got it from Walmart. So it ain't, super fancy, high dollar, but again, it made me so much more excited and ready to come record because I got the, what I'm saying? Look, you see it shining on my shiny forehead or whatever, reflecting. So just, investing in my creative side, man, as well as, definitely doubling down. So like I said, there's going to be multiple playlists on these laid off chronicles, as I call them. And I spoke before. Like I said, man, I don't know. The self doubt is still there. And if I'm being honest, that made the layoff a blessing in disguise. Because I've talked about stuff like this on the regular, but the need for the finances, sort of, kind of. Because like I say, I'm keeping us afloat just off of Lyft, Uber, stuff like that. But that, like, honestly, Lyft and Uber, I think that might be what it is. Lyft and Uber is mindless behavior. You know what I mean? I just drive. Okay, boop. This address, this is where we're going. I don't gotta figure out where we're going. The GPS does it. So all I gotta do is drive. Don't have no accidents, knock on wood. And, we're good to go. So I think because I'm not using as much mental effort and brain power to calculate asset allocations into investment objectives like I was doing, like all the work I was doing or something that would really require me to, like, you know what I'm saying, has put some mental, what they call it? They call it decision or mental fatigue. I'm not mentally fatigued because the work I'm just, no, all I gotta do is get up and go do it. But while I'm out there and I'm listening to things like the Wealth Choice or, you know what I'm saying, certain books and seeing, people get into the money, it's like, and I got my doctorate at YouTube. I thought about that, naming it the doctor at YouTube, but then it'd be attracting a whole bunch of people like, oh, he a doctor, and it's like, he ain't no doctor. No, I just be on YouTube so much I put in the time where I could have a doctorate in this. I even looked for jobs on YouTube, but there were none that I saw that I could do. So if anybody see this or anybody know on YouTube how you can work for YouTube, I'm cool with, like, the creative stuff or whatever, just doing this. But like I said, I'm doing this for fun, but like, no, I want to work for YouTube. That would be perfect for me because I'm always on here. I was on here watching all the time. Now I'm making videos. So that too. Like I say, man, oh my God, and then, with doing this, me recording and going to be someone that's editing videos, I'm going to be editing videos for people because I see a lot of creators, like, once they reach a certain level, it's like I got to outsource because it takes time. I don't know how long this is going to take. This video already 30 minutes. So there's no telling how long it'll be when I usually talk for 40 to an hour. So with that being said and something to consider, I'll see once I finish this how long it takes and how much time I'll need to edit and then go from there. And I'm like, if that's something that, especially if I like it, like I said, I like recording. So to add a little pizzazz to it and, see what all I can do and having fun with this, I for sure see me offering that. Like, so again, I be doing the shaved ice, the assembly, bookkeeping, and adding editing to my repertoire and resume. I think they say most millionaires have 7 streams of income. Man, I mess around and do it. I don't need no job. Don't worry about it. I'm just a serial entrepreneur. That would be dope. So like I said, really excited about that, learning more about the video editing, and I will offer those services as well. And what I was getting as far as the creative stuff, I've always spoken, I've been like done like literally hundreds of unofficial interviews about love and relationships and stuff like that. And I've always wished, I'm talking about going back to 16, and I'm in my mid 30s, so that's 20 years of me asking questions about relationships, love, marriage, different races, different ages, different sexual orientations, just, getting people's opinions. And I was like, it would have been really dope if I had all this documented and could look back like, hey, this couple, I interviewed them, at 20 something when I was in college in this other city or whatever, and I could just, what I'm saying, like, that would be dope to have to look back at. And it's like, I talked about it. Now that I do recall saying and speaking about, I believe it was either 2020 or 2021, talking about doing it. Still ain't did it. But now that I'm in this space, and again, creative juice, and it's like, if we're gonna go, let's go. So I'm excited about those interviews. I've been telling everybody there's gonna be a book, but now that I be doing my little YouTube thing or whatever, that's gonna be another playlist. It's gonna be another playlist of me doing interviews and everything like that with people asking questions about love, relationships, and just they thoughts. So I put single, married, teenagers up to 90-year-old, 100-year-olds, divorcees, widows, whatever. Like, I'm excited about that as well. So I'll be doing photography because I know I still plan on doing it in a book. But to have the live interviews would be dope. I don't know if you can hear my youngest son. He a rager when he playing, which lets you know he getting smoked. Well, he talk crap when he winning too, and he get that somewhat from me. I don't talk crap to people, but like, cause I don't be on the little headset. I got one, but I don't use it. But I just be on here when I'm playing the little fighting game we all play or whatever, and I'm winning. I be talking like, see, you should have known not to come over here messing with me. And so whatever. But he's really loud. But I got the door closed, so I don't know. We'll see when I go to edit this and look at it or whatever. If you can hear it or not. But so I still plan on doing the book, but I definitely want to get the interviews. Like I want the interviews live, but I'm still gonna make it into a book. So I'm excited about that with both with the book and with the putting it on the channel. The channel, of course, will be videos, but I plan on doing some photography. You know, if I could get the people to dress up nice, that'd be cool. But I also plan on doing some street interviews, especially like I wish that I had thought of this pre-V-Day, February 14th, because it was love all in the air, and I was downtown already, but I ain't have it thought out. So definitely looking forward to February 14th of next year. And again, like that's what's gonna be so dope because I'll be able to come back and look at like videos like this, and then when that week come and I'm out and I'm doing my interviews and everything, I can go back and look like boom, the idea started week 9, like boom, we're gonna do this, that, and the third. So the first week of March, last week of February, and then I have it to add. It's gonna be so fly, man. And I have interviews leading up to that. So again, if the people, especially the street interviews, allow me to do it, and then, hey, where can I see it? Laid Off Chronicles. It's on my channel. Just go to the playlist. You'll see yourself. I had it uploaded in a week, and if the word spreads and people start watching or whatever, then by the time we get to February 14th, Love Day, then people definitely gonna be on it. Again, I don't do this for the attention, but I don't mind it if it comes. So I'm excited, man. Like I said, just my creative side, and I don't care even when the job comes. Like I'm excited to get a job literally for the money. That's why I can get more stuff. I want a camera. I plan on getting the little mics, that you can stick them right there. So if I'm out doing the street interviews, I got 2 of those mics that people can clip onto their shirt or whatever, and they can answer. And like with that, I don't think I'll be in the interview like physically. I think the only one like this, or whatever. But with some of the other playlists that I plan on doing, I don't know if I'll be in it. So we'll see. We'll figure it out when we get there. But what else, man? That took up most of the time, and that was good because that's what's been going on. Again, I ain't had no crazy interviews or nothing like that. So covered the working out. What we got special going on this week? I gave my boy a 2nd degree green belt. Still couldn't mess with me. Covered all the lift rides. I think that's it, man. Like I said, the biggest thing is the excitement about the next chapter moving forward with all the ideas, business ideas and just being creative. I'm excited about this, man. Like I say with everything else, I wish I'd found this out and been more open to it when I was younger, because there's no telling. I'm like, especially like the furniture assembly and stuff like that, man, I could have did this stuff when I was in college and been making some extra money legit. And then, but hindsight's 2020, I think that's what they say. So I can't go back, and I ain't gonna trip looking back because ain't nothing I can do about it, but I can handle and change what we do going forward. So moving forward, and again, like I always say, by the time we get to today is March the 7th. So by the time we get to March 7th, 2026, if I'm still here on this earth, able-bodied, and everything going as planned, then I'll be able to look back and see. I was talking about Leave It to Me. I said the book, I think I'm gonna call it What's Love, because that'll be the first question, like, what is love to you? So again, figuring it all out, but Leave It to Me, What's Love, Drama-Free Bookkeeping, Rule for Royals, Shave, Treats and Desserts. Man, 2025, again, it didn't start out the way that we planned, because definitely didn't see us being unemployed. But I also didn't have 4 or 5 businesses or creative ventures on my bingo card. Like I say, by the time we got to the end of the year, I know last year I remember, 2023 was when I first started to shave ice and all that, because I had just got an SUV with a hitch on. So I was like, man, I could do that. Because, I could chef a little bit of whatever. I do a little bit of cooking, but cooking ain't my passion. Like, I get excited about certain recipes, like, yeah, I definitely want to try this, whatever, but that's not my passion. And I'm excited about the Shave, Treats, and Desserts because I'll be doing it, and it'll be, my business, my name, all that, but I can actually hire the kids. Like, no, all you do is put in some Kool-Aid. pack the ice, boom, shave it, pack it, 3 squirts, or whatever flavor. And when I think it's very important, like they say, more is caught than taught, or is it taught than caught? I don't know, whatever. But when people see you doing something versus caught than taught. When people see you doing something versus hearing you say it, then they more likely like. It's funny. One of my brothers said that he was like, I was like, you don't listen to me. He was like, I learned from your example. Now he was being the smart A, saying that he pay attention to what I'm doing or whatever. I'm like, so if I start doing illicit drugs right in front of you, you gonna do it? Maybe. Okay, silly dude. But that does matter, and I mean, even for myself, I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. As my pops been an entrepreneur the last 25 years doing plumbing. We're gonna shout out Drama too. She opened up a hair salon. I think it was Truly Yours. Truly Yours, yeah, natural hair salon. So she had a hair salon on the west side. Now she had got really into, like, the same way I'm passionate about this, about the shaved ice, about the furniture assembly. She got really passionate before she passed, and into like event planning, like doing large scale events, the decorating, the balloon decor, all of it. You know what I mean? Like, that was her thing. And I was trying to push her, and hey, like, you buying all this stuff with your money, people will pay you to do this. Like, people love your events. Turn this into a business, you get paid for it, and they pay for the stuff, and you get to do what you love. But unfortunately, I think she started 2020. 2020, she really got into it, and she was doing, big events in 2021, but that's the last year she was here. So, in honor of my mom and, my pops or whatever, I saw it later in life. Like I said, my pops, he started doing when I was in middle school, so I seen it earlier, but I just wasn't crazy passionate about plumbing. Like, now, don't get me wrong, I seen the money. The man make money, and I was his first employee, so I had John's Plumbing or John and Sons or whatever. First employee was your boy. Or whatever. So I got a little skills. Like, I done tighten up some stuff and help people save some money or whatever. But it just wasn't something I was passionate about. My aunt, I got an aunt that got a balloon business. I know one year she told me she made over 200 bands. Whoo, good God, 200 bands with some balloons. Even knowing that, that's not my passion. So that's where the excitement is coming from, because I've wanted to, like, no, do something for me, do something for me, do something for me. And again, all this started with the layoff. This is my second layoff. And I noticed that when that president ended up, because I was laid off in 2016 too. Just came in, step out, my boy. So this is the second time this done happening. And we've had the same man in office both times, or elected, whatever the case is. Whatever. I'm joking. This ain't getting political or whatever. But I did notice, like, both times it done happened in my life. Your mans was over there. Just saying. So, but yeah, this one right here, I'm in a different spaces. What, I guess, 10, 11 years later, because that was 9, 10 years later, 2016 to 2025 now. So, I'm 9 years older, wiser. I have way more responsibilities than people I'm responsible for with the kids and everything. So I don't know if that's what pushed me that way. I am on YouTube a lot more, watching videos and, getting inspired by entrepreneurs, seeing people making money and doing things and going their own way, as well as even offline. Encounter a lot more people that are, I took that leap of faith and it's working for people. And it's like, you claim to want this, especially your whole adulthood, you know what I mean? And now's as good a time as any, because you don't have a job. And like I say, especially with the assembly, it's like nothing stop you from doing it today. I thought you had to, we'll get the business license, we'll get the insurance and everything. That'll come later, but you can start doing jobs right now. What's stopping you? Nothing. All right, you start doing that. Keep doing lifting everything. Mess around, you're going to find a job. I said, a job going to come. We're talking a couple $100 for the shave ice machine. And like I say, Miss Maria put me on game, like, you can throw this at your trunk for real. And I'm like, I've seen it. Like, people pop up with a tent, table, and got everything jugging right there. I got a deep freezer downstairs. I could throw that in my trunk wherever I pop up at, whether I got a generator or whatever, plug that in, keep the ice cold, keep it coming, as we need it, shave it, boop, cups, juice, syrup, here you go, have a good one. So, man, and I'm not, like I say with this whole thing, I'm not going to fire myself. We're not going to fire us. We crazy, but we ain't that throw it off. We're not going to fire ourselves. And if I'm going this hard for other people, why not go this hard for myself? Go harder. You know what I mean? Like, these things take off and be successful. Like I said, I'm not just thinking about myself, and I'm not gonna say generational wealth, but if I plant the seed of entrepreneurship in these boys, and especially like I say with some of the jobs, they're seeing it and can do it. Like I said, I think a part of that seed being planted in my head was being one of my pops' first employee, going and seeing hands on, and learning how to do some plumbing, seeing people boom, 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 yep, okay, this $2,000. You made that in a day? Yeah, all right, and I'm busy, man, so looking at what we use supplies wise. I go to Home Depot and Lowe's with you. You use about maybe $70 worth of supplies. You might have took 5-6 hours. You dug up a water line, put it down, whatever the case is, put it in some tubs and stuff like that. Let's say we said 6-7 hours. 6-7 hours, but you made 2 bands in 6 hours. That's $300 an hour. Most people make $200-300 in a day. So, like I say, seeing that, man, I hope to light that fire in them, and maybe some of these things they can take with them. I definitely, especially like my youngest, he got a big personality. So like, my man's gonna be the mascot on Front Street. Hey, get out there, dance, you entertain people, talk to people. While I'm doing that, I can tie in. I still know how to twist balloons. So if I got my 2 brothers and my oldest son, like actually serving people, doing what they doing or whatever. And my youngest over here entertaining. On top of that, hey, you want a balloon? I twist balloons. I can make a kid a dog, sword, wand. Like, man, I'm so excited, in the business. Not if, but when business takes off and we get to expand it, then I can set up shop somewhere else and, maybe branch out and involve some other people. So like I always say, man, that's the biggest thing for me. I'm not into the money and all that just for myself. It's for my family and friends as well. You know what I'm saying? I could be a blessing to somebody else. It could be somebody else, whether it's a young college student, a family member, friend, somebody down on hard times. Like, hey, man, if I could be a blessing, like I always talk about, I love helping out homeless people, but giving them a fish or giving them a couple of dollars is one thing, but, we lock in, and, man, I'm trying to make it for real. All right, come ride with me. All you got to do, squeeze some syrup on there. You thug this with me for the day, I got you. Food and paid. Like, it's my time. It's my time to be that person and give back beyond just a couple of dollars to somebody. You know what I mean? Okay. Like I said, had them doing that, or okay, cool. If people are judgmental or whatever, we get you cleaned up or whatever the case is before we go out here and do this. I'm gonna teach you real quick, or like I said, this could be an ongoing thing. I do all the serving and everything. If it's just me that day and the boys at school or something like that, you know how to do a dog, you know how to do a sword, you know how to do a wand. So the money you make from that, you keep this much and the tips, and I take this, and we good to go. Like, I'm excited, man. I'm super excited. So I thank the company that laid me off for lighting the fire in us and showing us the way where we needed to go, because again, I don't know if some of these ideas been in my head, but I wasn't pushing them like that, and I think it was because I was complacent. If I'm being honest, like, I make more than enough money to pay my bills, and have some left over, and have my little fun, save some, pay the boys they commission for their chores. We take trips. I get to do my little fun stuff, go mess up a little bag here and there. So we was good, and it's like, as long as that was there, although I talked a good game, I think the complacency outweighed my desire for more. It's just like corporate. This is the way. I can't wait to get this bonus. Raise time coming, whatever. And again, somebody else controlled it, and with their control in both, especially like with raises or whatever, I don't know. I've seen people get crazy jumps in raises. I've never got a crazy jump in a raise, ever, anywhere I work, yet, knock on wood. So like I said, we still going. I ain't talking down about corporate America, but that's cool. Definitely hope to have something again next week. It will be, today is Friday. If somebody called me Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday before I record, I'd love to be back. Hey, we got a job, because guess what? We get the job. Shaved ice machine, more stuff for recording, the trailer, whatever, neat tables, all that stuff set up. Like, I'm just excited, man. I'm ready. I'm really ready to see what, I can't even say what 2025 got in store, because it'll all depend on the work I put in. Now, what do they say? OG Nip. Said what? How long for? What is it? Opportunity meets preparation. Nah, I'm prepared. I'm ready. And like I say, opportunity is in my lap now because these things don't cost a lot to start. The only thing that can stop me is me. And I ain't stopping me. Like I say, we crazy, but we ain't that crazy. So we not stopping us. We on go. Um, I'm rambling, man, and saying the same things over and over. So we're gonna wrap up week 9, my boy. I love you. Love yourself. Treat yourself kind. Be good to you, man. We're gonna turn all this around. Catch you next week. We out. I gotta leave for a second because I'm having my outro music playing. I just want to be successful.